All right, all right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Oh, I'm sure you could probably hear the Minecraft noises in the background now that I'm thinking about it. Welcome to the stream. We're doing Minecraft and chatting again. We did this yesterday. Same server. Except I played a little bit. I feel like it's important to note that this isn't like a stream-only server. So right now I'm in the middle of a trial chamber, and I hope I don't die. Okay. Oh. Is the stream going to show my Oh, there we go. All right, so we're in the trial chamber right now. There we go. So great start. I know, right off. Ah, shit. I should have thought about that. I really should have thought about that. Okay. Don't worry, guys. I'm literally so good at this game and everything I touch, so I'm not gonna die. Come on, please don't start lagging on me. Okay, where's the, Oh, there's the big one. That all of them? Yep. Golden carrot, okay. Oh, shit, I figured out. So I put on the Zero's minimap mod, so I have to craft wood. So we're gonna have to... That's gonna be on the side of my screen until I'm able to go back and, craft wood. Which isn't gonna be very fun. Is this one still active? I remember there was one up here. I don't know if it's still active, though. Wait, was there not one up here? The sounds of the slims, slims. What the fuck did I do? The sounds of the slimes down there. I hear a breeze. Why? I don't remember activating a breeze spawner. Oh, shit. Okay. Why did I try to block fall damage? Oh, thank you. I need to bring milk to these things. Leave me alone! Well, how did this happen? Oh, I'm so cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. Okay, that's one down. Oh yeah, you can't out-arch the master archer. I didn't mean it like that. 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 Who shot? Oh. Oh yeah, get cobwebbed. Bozo. Okay, ow. Oh wait, I have... I have strength, hold on. Okay, there we go. That's good. I just have to make sure they don't escape here. Only I can escape here. Who the fuck shot me? Got it. Oh, these breezes are gonna be a major pain in my ass. Where is it? Where is it? As long as they just don't have any of those. The slimes get really irritating really fast because they'll just sit there and they'll be in your way and it'll be super annoying. Okay. Is one of these a spider trial chamber? Okay. I need to click the button to turn this off. There. Because that's gonna get really bad really fast. Oh, everything's down here. I gotta go. I gotta go. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm so dead. Bro, I remember you used the give the best neck in HS. What the? What are you doing? I'm cooked. I'm cooked. Oh god. Do I have an extra shield? I don't have an extra shield. I'm so cooked. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Ooh. Got him. Ooh. I don't have a shield, so this is gonna really suck. Can you get down here? Okay. That's 2 trials done. How many are left? Is this one done over here? I don't really hear anymore. Ah, yeah, okay, this one's done. So it's just the spiders now. Bro. Okay, maybe I'm not as good at archery as I thought I was. Okay, fucking dick. I hear another one. I hear more, but like it's saying that the trial chambers or the spawner's done. What do I not need? I don't need an empty bottle. Is it this way? No. But I do have 2 of these now. Please. Also, I'm not 100% sure, so I might have gone to a trial chamber last stream, and if you remember that, that was a different trial chamber. That one's like right next to my house. This one is a lot further away. So if I die here, I'm kind of fucked. These spiders sound like they're drinking the last of the milk from a bowl of cereal. It's true. I don't know who like sat there in the sound studio and was like, huh, yeah, spiders, they sound like this. No, the fuck they don't. Spiders do not sound like that. Okay, I have another key. I gotta figure out where it goes. Found it. Spiders don't sound like that. Yeah, their sound team seems a little lost. Maybe their sound team was just too scared of spiders to get like audio samples. Couldn't be me. I love spiders. Sometimes, except whip spiders. Whip spiders are fucking creepy. Those things are weird. Hey! Okay, what else I got? Unbreaking 2. Oh, I lost my helmet during that. I'm gonna mark this trial chamber before I leave. Wait, did I already do that? No, okay. Fuck, how do I get out of here? I don't remember where I dropped in here from. Do they even have sound? I'm sure they do. They probably have some sort of, like, really faint sound that you can't hear without, like a fucking, whatever they're called. The sound microscopes. I don't know what they're called. I gotta get out of here. Somehow. I'd look it up, but I'm scared. You got this. It's just a spider. Nothing to be scared of. Do I have any torches? I don't. Great. I'm not gonna be able to see anything. I mean, I could grab one of these, and then, I gotta be resourceful real quick. Actually, I probably only needed, like, one of those. That's fine. Ah, shit. It's slightly different. Wait, can't I, like... Ah, there we go. Now they should... Well, what are you? Waxed. No. Take the wax off. There we go. Is that a fuck? Oh my god. There. There we go. Light sources. I'm so smart. All right. And we're making our way up. These really don't give off much light. There we go. Now give me my music disc back. Oh, my music disc is gone. Oh, no, there it is. There we go. All's good. I know this is a Minecraft and chatting stream, and I swear we'll get to the chatting as soon as I get in an area where I'm not going to have to fight for my life at some random moment. Why the fuck are you in full copper? Go up from here. Is there any coal through here at all? So I can make like... I don't even have sticks. What am I talking about? Screw it. We're just not gonna be able to see for a second here. Oh, what was that? Am I... And I'm in gravel. Okay. Makes sense. Oh! Please be a way out. Yes! Okay. We're good, we're chilling. Alright, so how far away is my house? My house is 1,500 blocks away. Okay. And I'm sorry, but I need the leather. Alright, well, now that we're here, and it's gonna be a bit of a trek before we get back. I guess I could do the chatting portion of this. Shoot, you know, I always plan topics to talk about in, like, more chatting style streams, and then the second I actually start streaming, gone. Immediately. Man, okay. See, this is why I need to start, like, okay, if I'm gonna do, like, a stream that's chatting centered, like, that has a chat centered, like, part of it, I should probably write down the ideas ahead of time, before the stream, so I don't do this and just blank on everything. Me this real quick. You do what Green does sometimes. Never read my damn chats. What do you mean I don't read your chats? I am reading your chats. I'm reading your chats right now. I don't know what you're talking about. Unless you sent something that's just not getting sent. That's also possible. Because the last thing that you sent on my end was, I'd look it up, but I'm scared, in reference to what sound spiders make. Did you send something after that? Because if so, I couldn't see it. I'm not saying right now. I don't know what you're talking about. I always read your chats. What do I don't even know what are we even talking about? What do we? When I get a second monitor, reading chats will be so much easier. So for right now, I have the one monitor and my phone tracking the stream. That's what I got going for me right now. You'll take a minute to see them. Yeah, because they're on my phone. I feel like bad to look down to see them. I try to check frequently, but it's like if I'm checking frequently, then I'm not actually playing the game. It's also hard because, especially with like Twitch chat things, I got Ghost Chat, but for some reason Ghost Chat doesn't display over over Minecraft, and it also like hates TikTok chats, so I can't see my TikTok chats on Ghost Chat, and it doesn't display over over Minecraft. So if I'm playing Minecraft and someone texts something in my Twitch chat, I'm not going to see it unless I look down at my TikTok and I see that on the stream there's a little text box there, which does suck a little bit. So I gotta get a new monitor for that. Shoot. Oh, that's that, there's one topic that just came back to me that I wanted to talk about. So okay, so I'm in a few, like, you know, socializing Discord servers, right? And I'm in two specifically, because the other ones, I'm in, like, I think, like, 4-ish total. One of them is getting an entire revamp, so it's kind of a dead server right now. The other one is a Minecraft SMP kind of thing, which I will stream, but right now it's down. They're doing, like, I think it, like, the cost of it got too much for the person who was running it. So it's down for right now, and it's going to be up later. So I'll be playing on that SMP. This isn't really much of a SMP, more just like a multiplayer world with people in one of the other servers I'm in. But yeah. But I will stream that one. It's called the Stargaze SMP. And I don't know if they'll keep the name for when they re-upload, because they're not resuming the same world. They're completely, like, starting fresh, which should be fun. It's also modded, so if you like modded Minecraft, you should definitely tune into that. But I'm in, like, two main social Discord servers. And there's, like, a huge difference in the two of them, and I feel like one of them handles things very well, while the other one just doesn't. I am back. Welcome back. Welcome back, Wild Horse Island Barrel Races. But yeah, so I feel like certain Discord servers will handle things very well, but other ones won't. And one example of this, I think, for, like, to differentiate is with drama. Yesterday, me and some of the people in one of the servers were talking about how, like, the server owner just does not know how to deal with drama for the life of them, right? Like, it's if it's potentially drama, if it could potentially spiral into drama, you're gonna get a warning and you're gonna get silenced, and it's crazy. Whereas the other one, the only reason I was thinking about it, because they happened within, like, close proximity of each other, where, like, yesterday we were having that conversation, and then today I wake up to a notification talking about how they're gonna, within another server, talking about how they're gonna, you know, address and handle drama moving forward. Now, both of these are 18+ servers, so you would, like, assume that there's probably not gonna be much drama. However, you kind of have to view people on Discord as, like, an entirely different species. So any standard you set for, like, the average person is not gonna sit with the with people who use Discord. I think everyone in here knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say that, right? Like, oh, that, like, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Hold on, let me turn down this music. I feel like it's a little loud. There we go. But I woke up this morning to an announcement on one of the servers talking about, like, hey, here's how we're gonna handle it moving forward. You know, talking about, like, all of these different steps towards, like, conflict resolution, which I think is really good, right? It sucks that that has to be a thing in the first place, seeming as people, especially if it's an 18+ server, people should be able to conduct themselves, you know, properly. But of course, it's Discord. That doesn't happen. Oh my god, there we go. So you're probably going to need some form of, like, conflict resolution ideas in there. But, like, the other server just handles it so bad. Like, the server I got the notification from, the ping from, it's talking about, like, oh, yeah, if there's drama, we're going to address it like this, and then we're going to resolve it like this, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, great. Good few-step process that, you know, makes everyone happy. The other server, if what you say potentially could start drama, you're getting silence, and, like, that's so stupid. That's so dumb. And it started making me think, like, Discord moderators nowadays just fucking suck, right? And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it's the hardest thing in the world, because it's really not. It's really not that hard if you understand how to do it. I like making Discord servers, and it's not because I like to be like some overarching mod who likes having control over people like some other people do. I simply like creating them. Like, I will literally make a server for someone else and then just like be like, all right, I'm here, right? I just like doing the creative aspect of, you know, making the channels, doing all that type of stuff. It's fun to me. I like doing that. I don't really care to be like a moderator, you know? 5, 6. There we go. But you know, I feel like some people just don't know what the hell they're doing. Like, I think it also depends on your own morality around doing that stuff. Because, like, for me, for instance, if someone joined the server and they sent something bad and I wasn't able to go in and, like, fix that issue, I would feel like that blame kind of lied on me, right? Like, obviously the blame for sending it in the first place on the other person, but if I'm not quick enough to go there and delete whatever it is they sent, I feel like that's kind of on me. And I feel like a lot of people don't really do that. They kind of just like, oh, this person sent something really horrible and it was up for like fucking 20 minutes. But oh well, it is what it is. Like, no, because I was in a server, somebody sent a link to, like, I'm gonna say like a cheese pizza. I think you can tell what I'm trying to say by that. In the middle of the Discord server, I'm sitting there going from channel to channel where they sent that link saying, this is a link to pretty bad shit. Please ban them. And it took them 20 fucking minutes to remove that person from the server. Personally, if I was in a server and someone sent something like that, and then they like moved on like it was nothing, right? Like, they didn't just take 20 fucking minutes to remove a person like that. Right? Me personally, if I was head of a server and someone joined and sent atrocious shit like that, and I wasn't able to, you know, get rid of it in like a proper amount of time, I would feel pretty fucking shitty for that. Right? I don't know. Some people just like don't really know how to moderate, and I feel like there's a fine line, because there's obviously the moderators for servers that you'll like see being like super rude and snarky and like over cocky, and like, you know, the fact that they moderate a server fuels their ego, and it's really fucking shitty. Oh, these all suck ass. All of these suck ass. Oh my god. Dude, oh my god, that was horrible. Okay, can I... Yo, can I get like a good... Oh, can I get a good champion, please? But like, I feel like there's two different types of mods on like Discords and stuff that like are super. It's really bad. Where it's like some mods will be overbearing and like just horrible, and then people are slow to ban people. Yeah, and then there's good. Yeah, like that. Like there's mods that are so slow to do anything, and it's like I feel like it's like I don't know. It's just I feel like I would personally feel really bad if I knew some bad shit was happening in my server and I couldn't get it at a time in a right amount of time, you know? But some people just don't care, and that's, I can't lie, that's kind of scary to me. That some people just, like, let that happen. And then they're like, oh, well, I fixed it, so then problem averted. Yeah, you fixed it, like, 20 minutes after. Like... And obviously, if it's something, like, small, and they don't fix it for, like, 20 minutes, obviously it's not that big of a deal. But something, like, really big, like someone sending links that are to really bad shit, I feel like that's something that should get resolved within the same minute, you know? That's why I really don't like when it comes to like shit. Oh, when it comes to Discord server stuff, I don't really like as much being a mod. Like, sure, I'll do it. I really just prefer the creative aspect. If anyone needs like a server made or whatever, fucking let me do it, dude. I find it a lot of fun to be able to, you know, make stuff like that. I don't know, maybe that's weird, but I enjoy the process of making like Discord servers and shit like that. I don't really care too much for like moderation and sitting there and telling somebody, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Because, especially because people on Discord fucking suck. I feel like that goes without saying. I don't think I have to sit here and tell, like, and I don't think I have to sit here and be like, you know, oh, here's all the reasons why. I think it's pretty agreed upon that people on Discord suck. So I don't really care to be a mod for it, right? I will say, though, I'm a very fucking petty person. If you're on Discord and I see you doing some weird, freaky shit, I'm gonna call your ass out for it in front of everyone. I really don't give a fuck. I'm petty as hell. And some people are like, so like, they try to blind themselves to when someone's doing freaky shit or like gross shit. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna call your ass out, and I'm gonna have everyone laugh in your face because you're a weirdo. Right? Like, I don't know. I'm the opposite. What? For making versus moderating? Yeah, like, the thing is, I will say, like, I prefer to mod. I'm not good at creating servers. I really like creating servers. I don't really care to mod. To be fair, like, I do find it very fun when something does happen where someone's just like being weird. I get to call them out. Because one thing I really hate about Discord is how certain behaviors are just like normalized. Like the amount of times I've joined like Discord calls and shit, and there's a guy in the call being really fucking creepy. But if you call him out for it, it's like, oh, I wasn't being creepy. Yeah, like I can't stand that. Or like the second guys will see a woman join the server and they'll be like, oh yeah, yeah, she's gonna want me or whatever. It's like, dude, you're a fucking loser. I'm not gonna look. I'm not someone to judge love, because I personally, my personal belief on love is that love is love no matter where you find it, as long as it's not with a fucking child. All right. As long as it's not with a child. But like in terms of like where you find love, I don't think there's any right or wrong place to find love. Actually, I take that back. There are wrong places to find love, but I mean, like, if you find someone online, right? If you're happy with them, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, you're not a good couple because you met online, right? Shit, we met on Roblox, yeah. But like, I'm not someone who's going to, you know, hate on anyone for that. Obviously, as long as you know, as long as it's preference, as long as it's not like with a child, right? Because I feel like that's a big issue where people will, you know, meet on their, and it's a child. That's bad. That's fucking horrible. That's horrible. Don't do that. But when it comes to like just meeting someone online, hell, everyone who has watched my videos knows that I'm a fucking D1 VR chat hater, right? Like if you tell me you play VR chat, I'm gonna gag a little. Like my mouth is going to be filled with vomit within the next 5 seconds if you tell me that you actively enjoy playing VR chat, right? However, if you're in a healthy relationship and you met them on VR chat, I know a lot of people are just so quick to be like, oh my god, you met on this, that's the wrong place to meet, yada yada yada. I'm not gonna judge you for that. As long as you're happy, as long as you know everything's healthy. If it's toxic and it's very obviously toxic, nah. Or if it's like a morally bad fucking relationship or legally bad relationship, then I'm gonna tell you you're fucking gross, right? Then I will yuck your yum. But as long as it's like a healthy relationship, I don't care where the fuck you met. Love is love regardless of, you know, if you met online or not. You know. There we go. I know so many people are so quick to, you know, hate on online relationships, which I feel like, to be fair, if I see someone in an online relationship, I'm like a little like, okay, is this going to be good? But if they don't give me a reason to think it's going to be unhealthy or like a bad relationship, I'm not gonna fucking judge them. Why would I? Why would I judge them? There's literally no reason to judge them for that. My cows. What if I just like covered the whole server in sugarcane? Because I have a lot of it. I have a lot of it. Oh, also, part of that past conversation that I feel like I also wanted to touch on. And that's normalization. Because I talked about how like certain behaviors and shit are normalized on Roblox. I will never fuck with people normalizing shit. I feel like 9 times out of 10, someone's like, can we normalize? And it's the worst shit ever. To be fair, sometimes I'll see something where it's like, hey, can we normalize, you know, not hating someone for doing this or doing that? And it's something that's harmless, right? And in those cases, I understand it. But then I'll see shit like, hey, let's normalize, and then it's something completely stupid. I hate normalization culture. I feel like, wait, you won't normalize what? I don't normalize a lot of things. Anything that like I see online, someone's like, could we normalize this? To be fair, I feel like that's a little bit of a general statement because it's kind of 50-50. But there are things I've seen where people try to normalize it. Like, okay, I'm going to give a very, 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 like, a far end example of this. Yeah, so I have a deep question. What's your question? What's your question, soldier? What's your question? Alright, y'all like my house? Y'all think my house look good? What is the limit from e-dating? Like, technically met online, but is that... Okay, so... Okay, it's really weird, right? So technically, by definition, e-dating is technically just any sort of dating that you do when you're online, right? Any sort of like online relationship. That's technically e-dating. However, I feel like e-dating has this like connotation with it, right? So personally, I separate online dating from e-dating. Even though technically it is literally the exact same thing. It's the exact same concept. It's the exact same thing. However, e-dating is 9 times out of 10 seen as short-term or toxic, stuff like that, right? Like relationships that last like a week, or relationships where they don't actually like each other. They're just desperate for a relationship, stuff like that, right? And it's all online. I feel like even if it's like a short-term, like toxic relationship that you met online, I feel like if you meet in person, I feel like that goes from being a e-dating relationship to more of just a bad relationship in general. But if it's like, I feel like if it's long-term committed, both sides are genuinely care about each other. I don't necessarily personally consider that e-dating. Even though by definition it is. I just think that, you know, e-dating has such a negative connotation around it. And it's usually associated with things that are bad, like things that are really shitty, right? Like toxicity, or, you know, not being committed. Or, you know, kind of just like a short-term dopamine hit. That's why I personally differentiate the two. But, you know, technically they're the same. Whose fucking house is that? Whose house is that? When the fuck did you get here? Did they steal my crops to build this? You fucking dick. You stole my crops, didn't you? Whose house is this? Stefan's house. Stefan, you dick. Building your house right next to him. What is the... I'm not hating on the floor pattern, I'm just a little confused. What does he got? What's he got? I'm not gonna steal anything. I'm not evil. It's a nice house, though. What the fuck? Oh, whose house is this? Or is this part of his house? Oh, it's a barn. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. But now I feel like my house is really shitty. I mean, my house was kind of supposed to be a starter base anyway, that just ended up turning into a permanent base, but... Can I get on this? Okay, come on. There we go. Ah, shit. Oh, where am I? That's a cool system. Hold on. Can I actually get up here, though? No, I can't. Okay. Stefan, I hope if you're ever watching this, you're a dick for building your house right next to mine. Fuck you. Showing me up and shit. Hold on. I know just the thing. I don't know what happened. Yo, I really don't know what happened there. Okay. What should I do now? Swear to God, if you stole anything from my chest, I'm gonna be pissed. I could go to the Nether. That's something I could do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to the Nether real quick. I should have brought arrows. That probably would have been a good idea. Oh, wait. I completely forgot I wanted to talk about this. Oh, okay, this is gonna be fun. I'm also gonna probably post a video on this, just because I'm a petty bitch. So, I recently worked at Chick-fil-A. I don't work there anymore. The manager was horrible, right? Horrible, right? So, let me go over, like, the first thing, right? The first thing that kind of made me start to realize that working there was horrible. Because everything seemed fine everything seemed fine at first, right? The first thing that really made me realize, hey, this is a really shitty place to work, is the fact that so there was this like huge wave of hiring people because the location got shut down. I should probably mark my Nether portal, hold on. The location ended up getting closed down to be remodeled and then got reopened in like February-ish, right? And so there was a huge wave of hiring because some people got new jobs during the time it was being remodeled, stuff like that. They needed more workers. So they ended up hiring a shit ton of people. And during this time, so I just stopped working at Hobby Lobby. And if you know how good Hobby Lobby pays, I'm back, I was angry. Why were you angry? What happened? You good? You good, Twinalingus? Take a wild guess, my family. Oh, damn. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope watching my stream will make you feel better. Alright, so what I was saying is, yeah, so they ended up having this huge wave of hiring a bunch of different people. And a lot of these people that got hired were teenagers, because this was during around like summer break-ish as well. So a lot of the people they ended up hiring were kids, right? Like teenagers who were either about to go on summer break or, you know, who were just going on summer break. And this kind of wave of hiring, I want to say, continued throughout however long I worked there, right? And at one point, you know, I'm talking with someone, I forgot exactly which person it was, but I was talking with someone, and they mentioned that they're getting paid like 15 an hour, right? I'm getting paid 14 an hour, which, to be fair, my rent is relatively cheap, so I didn't care too much. However, September's coming up, and September is when I will get a rent increase, right? Because that's the renewal period for the lease, and that's when rent will increase. And it was only $1, but that dollar kind of adds up, especially when you still have a lot of rent you have to pay. So can y'all like stop it? Cut it out. So I end up going up to her, talking to her about it. One of the managers, right? So we'll call. There's a good manager, and then there's a really shitty manager. We'll call the good manager Jay, because I want to protect his privacy. We'll call the bad manager Meredith, because that's public information. It's not doxing. It's public information. Well, no places have a high turnover rate. Yeah, that's the thing. Chick-fil-A specifically, the thing is that location specifically had a high turnover rate, right? Chick-fil-A typically has a high turnover rate overall, but specifically that location had a very high turnover rate because of the way that it was being managed, right? But anyway, I'll go up and talk to Meredith about, possibly getting a pay raise. Because rent's increasing. I quite literally, if I were to stay working, there's a chance that, if I was going to stay working there for $15 an hour, there's a non-zero chance that I would end up not having enough to both, pay rent and eat, right? There was a non-zero chance. Actually, it's not even a non-zero. It's a more than likely chance that I would end up not having enough to eat most days because of how little I was getting paid, especially since the rent increase was fairly big, right? So I go up to her, and she's immediately kind of like marks it off to, oh, well, everyone at that time got paid got paid 14 an hour. Everyone who's hired at that time got paid 14 an hour. Two things. One, I was I was full-time open availability. Most of the people there were part-time. There was some full-time, but I was the only real full-time open availability, right? So I feel like that deserves a little bit more than, them. And there are also, all of the other people who were working there were teenagers who kind of just wanted money for fun stuff, right? Which, no shade to them. No shade at all. Hell, I get it. I get it. I respect it. But like, I genuinely need money to be able to pay my bills and to be able to, buy fucking food. The thing that you need to live. So, but she ends up saying like, oh, everyone's getting paid 14 an hour, which, okay, well, even if they were, I kind of need the money because I'm, having to pay rent and stuff, and everyone else who's working here is kind of just, getting money for fun, which, is fine, but I feel like kind of, needing to survive should probably take priority over fun money. You dumb idiot. But yeah, so, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Oh, shit. I gotta get out of here. Okay. Anyway. As I was saying, Jesus Christ. So yeah, she told me that everyone got paid, 14 an hour around that time when people got hired. Which I ended up finding out is just not true. From some other people I asked, how much they were getting paid, who got hired at that time. They were getting paid 15. Some people were even getting paid more than 15. And at first, I didn't blame them for paying me less, because I worked at Hobby Lobby, so I had really no pay to compare it to, because Hobby Lobby paid like 20 an hour, right? So I really had zero, like, I couldn't compare them. I couldn't be like, oh, well, I want to make more or around the same as Hobby Lobby, because it's like a company that pays 15 an hour base versus a company that pays like 20 an hour base, right? So I was like, I have really nothing to compare it to. I ended up, like freezing up when they asked how much are you looking to get paid, and I said at least 13. So I didn't blame them at first, right? Because that's on me. They asked how much I wanted to get paid. I didn't tell them that I wanted to get paid more. I froze up. That's on me, right? But then I went up and asked her, and she straight up lies to me saying, oh, well, everyone's getting paid 14 an hour. which I find out again is just blatantly not true. And on top of the fact that like, hey, this is kind of money I need to be able to survive, to be able to live, right? And she says, yeah, we'll look into it. No pay raise after that. Nothing at all after that. And the thing was, it wasn't even like worth working there in the conditions, right? For only 14 an hour, right? Now, I know I'm gonna get hate for saying this because people are gonna be like, oh, well, there's construction workers and this shit, right? But we were outside, you know, in this like heat wave for 3 hours at a time when company policy is 3 hours, but like 3 hours would be most just because that's how much like positions change. And then 1 hour if, you know, if there's severe weather conditions such as severe heat or severe cold, right? And I know I'm gonna get hate people like, oh, well, there's people who have to stay outside longer than that. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I 100% understand that. However, when you apply for Chick-fil-A, you don't apply for a job that's gonna have you in extreme heat. That's just not what you're applying for. And they're like, oh, well, we told people in orientation. As someone who had been in orientation recently, I can guarantee that they did not tell us that in orientation. That we would have to be out in the heat, because they were not switching us after 1 hour. I think I forgot to say that. They were not switching us out after 1 hour. They were having us out there for 3 hours during this heat wave at a time. People literally started passing out or getting close to passing out. It was horrible. It was really bad. And they really didn't care. And then Meredith was trying to be like, oh, well, we told you during orientation that that's what you had to do. As someone who had been in orientation recently, they did not tell us that, like, at all. Ever. So that was just kind of a blatant lie to kind of get out of taking accountability for the fact that people don't like working there. They also had their expo system. If you've gone to Chick-fil-A, you know that they take your order outside, but they certain locations, like location we worked at, you know, or like also take your order outside as well. Like when your order is ready, they come outside with your order and they bring it to your car, right? That's what our location did. And our system was really fucked. When I first got there, both mobile drive-through orders and regular drive-through orders would go in the, like, would merge into one line, and then they would just pull up to the window. However, that wasn't good for, you know, speed of service. So they ended up changing it to 2 separate lines. Despite the fact that even the managers acknowledged that, what the hell was that? I heard a noise. What was that? Hello? What was that? Okay. I don't know what that noise was. It scared me a little. But sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Give me a second, please. Oh my god, it's this song. Hold on. Some fucking interview. Bullshit noise in the back of the song. But yeah. The expo system ended up going to 2 lines, and it relied on the customers to read a sign to know exactly where to stop, despite the fact that both the managers had acknowledged that Chick-fil-A customers don't know how to fucking read, because we had the two lanes, and where the 2 lanes were separated, right, where you kind of drove into the 2 separate lanes, there's a sign that says mobile drive-through and regular drive-through, and the customers would consistently go into the mobile drive-through lane when they wanted to place a normal order, and then get mad at us because company policy was we couldn't go over there. But this wasn't really an issue for for like the people who were taking orders. This was more so an issue for Expo when they changed it from them merging into 2 lanes, or merging into 1 lane, to then now we have to go through 2 lanes, because it depended on them to read a sign that says stop here, so that the employee could go across if someone was in the mobile lane, because, you know, the door is here, normal lane here, mobile lane here, employee has to cross that middle lane. We did end up having someone get hit by a car. Actually, I think 2 people got hit by a car, if I remember correctly, but just not at our location. I know 1 person got hit by a car at our location. Because people don't read signs. It was actually a good day if we would have 2 customers that could read the signs and actually stop there. It was essentially, we literally had to play fucking Crossy Road to do our fucking jobs, because the customers couldn't read signs. And if you go to I'm gonna be so real to you right now. If you go to Chick-fil-A and you don't read the sign, if you go to any fast food and you don't read the signs for the drive-thru on where to go, I hope you know that it doesn't matter what religion you follow, you're going to hell. You're going to hell. It doesn't matter, right? But to be fair, I kind of understood when people would go into the wrong lane from like mobile and regular drive-thru. I understood them getting a little upset because I would be upset too if I lived my life not knowing how to read and all of a sudden there's signs plastered everywhere that I do have to read. I would be frustrated too. But I don't know. Maybe learn in school how to read. I don't fucking know. I had old ass couples yelling at me because I told them that they had to go around because I was not allowed to walk over to the mobile lane when I'm taking orders, right? But for some reason they didn't understand that. But anyway, Expo was taking orders wasn't the real issue because you just tell them to go around and kind of just fingers crossed that they wouldn't get bitchy at you for it. The real issue was Expo because if they didn't stop where they were supposed to stop, there was a high chance you could get hit by a car. I don't think any job should have you getting hit by a car. And even when someone did get hit by a car, instead of telling her like, hey, you know, go home, you got hit by a fucking car, they said, oh, finish your shift and then go talk to this person about it. Nothing happened, by the way. Literally, they didn't change anything. They didn't even really take her injury into account, what just happened. It was fucking insane. That whole scenario, right? It was just genuinely horrible. Did I not grab any netherrack while I'm stupid. Okay. It was awful, the way they handled that and the way they did everything. Do I not have any more room in my chest either? Fuck. Yeah. But that's only like really, that's the second issue there. But yeah, so they had a horrible drive-through system. Horrible drive-through system. I'm losing my train of thought again. Fuck. Horrible drive-through system, horrible, like they did not take into account when people were, you know, literally fainting or getting hit by cars, anything like that. Meredith specifically lied to me about how much they paid people so that she could refuse to give me a raise despite the fact that I needed that raise if I wanted to, you know, be able to eat the thing that humans have to do to fucking survive. Although, to be fair, she might be a robot. I don't know, because whatever she is, she ain't fucking human, that's for sure. But another big issue I had with her, they just kind of showed me, two issues, right? Around the same concept, she was not mature enough to be a manager. And that's insane. I don't know how she got the job, because she's not mature. She's like in her mid-20s, right? And just very fucking immature. She's older than me, and she's acting like a fucking child. And I'm not saying that because like, oh, this, that, whatever. No. So, two main things that kind of showed that. People started hating their jobs because of issues that people had brought up to Meredith. People had presented to Meredith that, hey, you know, these are issues. We're not happy. We want these fixed, right? And you know what Meredith does? So we have a shift lead who's quitting, right? To go get a better job. Meredith ends up pulling her into the office a few days before her, you know, her period of working is done. I didn't need this much netherrack. Can you stop running? I'm pulling her into the office and essentially pinning every single fucking issue on her, saying that the people who were working there were unhappy because the shift lead had influence. And the shift lead was upset with these things, so it made people think they were upset with these issues. No! Multiple people are coming to you saying, we don't like this, we don't like this, we're not safe during this, we don't like that, right? Issues you could fix if, you know, you did a thing called your fucking job, but she refused, and then she tried to pin all of that on the shift lead who was quitting because the shift lead had influence and said she didn't like her job. That means everyone else is going to start hating their jobs too because it's obviously on her. No, Meredith. We just don't like you or the way you handle things. And another thing that so like obviously trying to throw the blame on the most stupidest bullshit to avoid the fact that she has to admit that she's just a shit ass manager. she also did another thing that just very much showed that she was immature. And it's kind of hard to explain if you've never had to struggle with mental illness before, right? And I feel like I have to kind of give a little explanation here. I'm someone who struggled with ADHD for a lot of my life, and I can tell, and not just ADHD, but other illnesses as well, but ADHD is the primary one. ADHD is not something that's fun to live with. It's not something that's cute. It's not something that's quirky, right? And there were multiple instances throughout my life, because of, you know, how my ADHD affected me and stuff like that, I wanted nothing more than to take my own life. And I don't say that lightly, right? That's why I specifically hate when people try to self-diagnose, or they sit here and they're like, ah ha ha, I have ADHD, I have this, it's so quirky. It's not. It's really not. I'm someone who has lived with ADHD, and I can tell you for a fact it's not quirky. It's not fun. You don't want to live with ADHD. It's not something you want to live with. If you actually had ADHD, I'm sure you would not want to live, period. I've had so many occasions where I wanted to take my own life because of, you know, how bad certain things got because of issues like ADHD. And now I was working at Chick-fil-A, and Meredith, this mid-20s adult, right, older than me, is sitting here saying, I'm so OCD because I want this to look like this, and literally like, I'm so ADHD because I'm so hyper and quirky. Never in my life have I been so compelled to slap the fuck out of someone. Because there are so many people who work there who have struggled with things, who have had like emotional, mental struggles. And she's sitting there as someone who very clearly just doesn't have that shit, sitting here flaunting it. Because if you did have those things, you would know that it's not something quirky that you really want to have, you know? It's really not. But you know, she was sitting here flaunting it like, oh yeah, I have this, and it's so, because I'm so quirky and funny and goofy and silly. And I'm, you know, sitting back here like, the issues that you're poking fun at, the issues that you're saying like you have that make you so quirky and goofy, right? Those are things that have led me to almost take my own life. And she wonders why people don't like working with her. It's because she's immature. She's childish. She's honestly stupid. And it hurts knowing that, you know, her vote is just as important as everyone else's. And like, I genuinely don't think I've met a person, I don't think I've met a more immature person than her. And I really hope that one day she does end up getting fired, right? Because the way she acts, the way she carries herself is atrocious. It's fucking horrible. I wouldn't wish a manager like her on my worst fucking enemy. Because you're acting stupid, you're acting childish, you're doing things that are actively putting your employees in harm's way, and then you're trying to push it on someone else so that you don't have someone who is completely unrelated to the topics that are, you know, causing these issues, and you're throwing that blame on her simply because you don't want to take accountability for the fact that, you know, you just kind of suck as a manager and as a person in general, right? The thing that upsets me the most with people, right? When I see someone and they're acting stupidly, or they're doing stupid shit, or they're just being horrible, right? I don't immediately think that they're a bad person, and I don't also immediately dislike them, right? The thing that leads me to dislike someone, to feel even hatred toward... Okay, curse words, what the fuck are we doing? The thing that makes me even feel like hateful towards people in certain scenarios is when they refuse to admit that they could be wrong, right? And I don't mean like, you know, say that, oh yeah, I'm horrible, I'm always in the wrong for whatever, right? But when people refuse to even admit that there's a possibility that they could be wrong, that's when I get pissed off. That's when I start to dislike people. There was another person I had to work with when I worked there. We'll call him K, because, you know, he was not a great guy, but I don't think he was bad enough to like name drop, right? But so we'll call him K. He started working, I think, like a month-ish before I left. And it was hell working with him. I ended up getting in a call with some of my friends from work and talking about how I just don't fucking like talking to this guy. Or I don't like working with this guy, right? Because he'd get pissed off by things, and it was really weird. Like a big issue was he would get stressed out because people were all over him and all like in the way, I guess. But the reason people were kind of all over him in a sense was because the fact that like it was a fast-paced like area and he was just standing there. Like he would literally just sit there and stand in the middle of an area and expect everyone else to kind of, you know, respect his personal space. You know, we can respect your space if you fucking moved out of the way. Like you make a better wall than you do a door, buddy. I hate to tell you. And like he would do shit wrong so often, but people felt like they couldn't correct him because anytime someone did correct him on an issue, right? His immediate response would be to get pissed off. There was another one of the shift leads, right? We'll call her Kay. She's super sweet. One of the sweetest people in the entire store, right? I don't think a single sane person could have beef with her. She was so sweet. She ends up, because a big thing with, you know, drive-through was pulling your cars up, right? So because if you're all the way back taking an order, the cars could get backed up and it creates a super long line. So you want to pull them up as far to the front as possible to avoid that, right? To avoid a super long line. So, you know, Kay goes over the walkie, is like, hey, can you, did I call them both Kay? Fuck. The shift lead calls over the walkie and says, you know, can you pull your cars up? Kay is still in training. Kay, the employee that I don't really like. He was still in training at this time, so he's out there with another one of the workers, someone who's actually really cool. And so the shift lead is kind of saying for both of them, right? Because you know, the trainer needs to be doing that as well as the person who's getting trained, right? Again, remember this guy, the shift lead is one of the sweetest people in the world. But Kay has an issue with someone telling him that to do something, right? Because he ends up filing a complaint against her because she told him to do something that's part of his fucking job. That was genuinely, I think that was the point where I realized I'm just not gonna fucking like working with this guy. I wonder, can I? No, okay. Yeah, I was at that point, I was like, okay, I'm really not gonna like working with this guy. And I didn't, because that was kind of how it was. Anytime someone would hold him accountable, he'd get grumpy, he'd get fussy. Keep in mind, this guy's like mid-30s, maybe 40s-ish. Like older guy, right? Not like too old, but like middle-aged-ish, right? He was also working another job at the same time, which was kind of weird because I don't know how... Like, being able to keep one job with how he acted was insane. Being able to keep multiple is just kind of impossible. But yeah. He would, like, get fussy whenever anyone tried to help him or correct him. Which is also a big issue, because a lot of the people who work there... Are we talking about that one guy? Yeah. A big issue with working there is there's a lot of kids there. So if you're... Especially if you're older, if you're not willing to take advice from everyone, you're not really going to do well, right? Like, you know, like, a lot of the people... I know there's so many people out there who are older and they have, you know, the mindset of, like, I don't have to take advice from someone who's younger. I've never understood that. I feel like anyone could give you advice, right? Like, there was this one person who worked there who was, like, I think, what is it, like, second, third year of high school? And he taught me how to do, like, mix the drinks better so that, you know, it would actually fully mix. And I was like, oh, shit, okay, that works. Hell yeah. If I was, you know, stubborn and refused to take advice from someone younger than me, I would have still been having drinks that were, like, half mixed, right? You have to be willing to take advice from people of any age group. He was not willing to take advice from people that were younger than him. He also wasn't, but to be fair, he wasn't willing to take advice from anyone at all, right? Which became a huge issue because it wasn't just like I don't want to listen. It was I don't want to listen, and I'm going to make it known that I actively dislike you now that you tried to give me advice. And there were other issues with him too. You know, obviously, he would get mad when people were in his way, but he would never get out of anyone else's way. By in his way, I mean, like, he would stand there, and then people would have to work around him, and he would get stressed out by that. But at the same time, he would just stand there. He wouldn't fucking move. You know, he never really knew how to do anything. Whenever, like, on the drink screen, when we had to make drinks, he would, like, make only a few out of, like, if the screen said 2, he'd make, like, 1, right? Or he wouldn't get the drink right. Or if he was, like, first drinks, because, like, they had a first drink, second drink system. the second drinks would do lemonades and teas and stuff like that, while first drinks would do the sodas. And when he was on second drinks, he would just do them wrong. Like, he wouldn't make the right ones or whatever. And then when he was on first drinks, he would only do one soda at the time. The machine is automated. You put one cup under the machine, click the button, it starts, get another cup, do the second drink on screen. You don't gotta, for 30 fucking seconds and then do the next one. It got so bad. So there's like a green, yellow, and red section. And tea, yes, tea. Not hot tea like you British people. It's sweet tea, like American sweet tea, yeah. You know, it got so bad. So there's like the green, yellow, and then red, right? And that's for the time it takes to get an order out. If you get an order out before the 2-minute mark, that's green, that's good, that's the goal. Yellow, you're pushing it, right? You need to start, hurrying up a bit, right? And yellow is 2 to 5 minutes. Once you hit 5 minutes, then you're in the red. And if you're in the red, that's bad. You took way too long, and that's going to be an issue, right? You want to stay out of the red. You want to just stay in the green, right? But sometimes you get into yellow if there's like a rush, right? This guy had, I think, like 2 or 3 only drink orders, which take like 5 seconds to make. All of them in red. All of them. Took multiple people in the drive-thru waiting on like 1 or 2 sodas, and they're waiting for 5 fucking minutes. That should not be happening. Period. Right? Like, at all. That's horrible. That's awful. Right? And I'm not someone who cares for, corporate productivity or whatever, but you're slowing everyone else down. We're trying to do our jobs, and you're making everyone else look bad because you can't do something as simple as making a fucking soda. Right? Get it together. You're a grown 30, 40-year-old man. Right? Oh, never mind the goodbye. Aww. Bye, Wizard. Everyone say bye, Wizard. But yeah, so he was super slow on shit. And then it became an issue because he was like, in the most blatant sense of the word, an attention whore. Right? It was bad. So one day, I guess he goes to the hospital or something, right? And he's also having issues with his parents, I guess. And oh, hello. Oh, that's not. He's having issues with his parents. He's having and he had just gone to like a hospital. I guess he had been in and out of a hospital. Ugh. Okay, buddy. But he comes into work and immediately is telling everyone about it, right? Like, I didn't really like him, but I still tried to be nice to him. So like one time I see him and I'm talking to him. I'm like, hey, he's like, hey, I'm like, hey, good morning. He's like, good morning. How are you? I'm like, I'm good. How are you? I'm full on expecting to just hate this conversation. And then he starts talking about like how he was at the hospital. And I start feeling really bad because it's like, I expected a horrible conversation. I expected this guy to be really fucking annoying and he just went through something. But then, I get home and I'm on call with, some of the people from work. Turns out he had literally told every single person about that. And then when they didn't give him some sort of like special treatment for going to the hospital, he started complaining to the customers. I'm not even fucking joking. 30-something-year-old grown-ass man complaining to the customers because, oh, my coworker didn't care that I was in the hospital. It's not that we didn't care. It's that we're at fucking work. We're doing our fucking jobs. Right? I don't think anyone there just didn't really care. It's also like, how the fuck are we supposed to respond to that? We are at work, right? Also, it's also not that we don't care that you went to the hospital. I'm gonna be blatantly honest. We just didn't care about him. He was really shitty to work with. So most people just didn't like working with him because he was awful to work with. And it's like, no wonder people didn't really, baby you. Also, it's like you're expecting people to baby you, right? When I was a kid, I was in and out of hospitals, right? I'm gonna be so honest, I really couldn't care less, right? If it was simply just I was at a hospital, I'm not feeling great. Okay, well then, yeah, obviously I'm gonna feel bad for you, right? Obviously. but it's that you're going and trying to like make everyone like try to force everyone to care about you and care that you got, you know, you just were at a hospital. Like, we're at work, dude. This is a fucking Chick-fil-A. Get your act together, bro. It's also like you've been a dick to everyone who works there. I don't blame people for not really wanting to engage with you in conversation on stuff like that, right? It was just really shitty. And then he started getting mad and talking to customers about it because, oh, we didn't care enough about him going to the hospital. Yap. And then there was another issue as well where I was, you know, obviously everyone hates how, you know, iPad worked. How when you go out on iPad, you're going to be out there for like 3-something hours, right? No one liked that. No one liked that. And I understood, you know, having complaints about it because it was horrible. People were literally passing out and the managers like just didn't seem to care. And that's an issue. But like I asked him how he's doing one day because again, I didn't really like him, but I'm not gonna be rude. I'm not someone who cares to, you know, be rude to someone. Like obviously if I don't like someone, I'm just not gonna talk to them. However, if it's in a work setting, I can put aside I'm able to be mature, put aside my own grievances and, you know, at least be polite to someone, right? So I asked him how he's doing. I'm on, again, the reason I bring up, you'll see why I brought up iPad and why that's important. Or why, you know, going on iPad. We called it iPad if you went outside and were taking orders because you did it on an iPad, right? But I ask him like, you know, how he's doing. He's like, not good. And then he starts ranting about how he, you know, was burning up because he was on iPad. Like, I understand. Like, it was horrible. iPad was horrible. Again, people were fucking passing out because of the way the iPad system was. And that was shitty. So I understand having grievances against it. But this dude is in working dining room, right? And I'm passing by front counter. So I'm like here, right? So imagine. Hold on. How do I? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. So, here, let me give you the layout real quick. This right here. So this is the store. We'll say this is the store right here, right? Why did that last line get so... I can just make a rectangle. Okay, so this is the store. There is the entrance here, right? So this is the entrance here, right? So you got the, you know, you got the door. Oh shit. You know, so you got the door like here. You got the door here, and then the door here, and then there's another door right here, right? And then all of, or shit. Okay, hold on. I don't know how to use MS Paint. And then, you know, you got the you got front counters right here. This is front counter. And then, you know, there's kitchen back here. There's also like a whole dining room area down here, but like this is really isn't that important. There's, you know, there's one guy on front counter here, right? K is right here, right? And I'm passing because like all behind here, all behind like this area back here behind front counter, that's like the work area, right? That's where we're assembling food and stuff like that, right? But I am like right here, right? I'm right here, right? And I know this looks very close, but in like when you're there, it's a bit further. Plus, keep in mind, like all of this area, all of this is dining room. This is all dining room, right? You know, here, this is like the line and stuff. Like this is how the line wraps around. This goes to the bathrooms that way. But like all of this is dining room. Everyone can hear what you're saying in this area, right? So I'm here. I'm walking from like this area here. I'm trying to actually no. I think I was walking from dining room because I was on serving. I was giving an order. I need to walk here because I need to go back this way because serving area is like right there, right? This is where I ask him like, hey, you know, how are you doing? And also, we'll give him a little frowny face because he's always sad and upset about something. I'm asking him, how he is, and he's like, I'm not doing great. And then immediately starts a tangent about how horrible iPad is, loud enough so that the 2-3 families in dining room, this area here, can hear him ranting about it. I understand being upset about, especially with iPad, that shit was horrible. They had us out there despite the fact that people were passing out because of how bad it was. That does not give you the excuse to complain to customers. And this guy did this all the fucking time. He did it with this example, right? When people didn't care that he went to the hospital, he complained about that, right? Didn't care that he went to the hospital, he complained about that because we didn't fucking baby him, the fact that he went to the hospital. All of that stuff. And it was horrible. And there was also times where, he would be a customer would be rude to him, and then he would rant about the customer in front of the fucking customer. We got there's no reason. You're a grown ass adult. Genuinely get it together. Right? I had my grievances about working there, but I didn't speak on it. I didn't, I wasn't sitting here. I was never doing it. Oh shit. I was never sitting here trying to, make sure all the customers knew all that and whatever, right? This guy just didn't fucking care about all that. And he was really annoying. It was really irritating to work with him. I wouldn't wish working with him on my worst enemy. It was bad. It was really fucking horrible. Yeah, God, probably one of the worst people I've had to work with. And that says a lot, because I worked at Hobby Lobby. And has anyone ever noticed how I feel like it's always the Christian companies that are the worst, right? No, it's not a reflection on Christianity itself. But I swear, the worst experiences I've had with companies are with Christian companies. Chick-fil-A and Hobby Lobby. Worst working experiences possible. And both of those were Christian companies. Hell, even a while back when I was homeless for a bit, I worked at this place called the Durham Rescue Mission. Horrible. That was we're Christian place. Fucking horrible place to be. Right? Low key, I feel like if you donate to the rescue missions, that's fuck. I feel like that's one of the worst things you can do. And it sucks because it's I can't sit here and be you should stop donating to the rescue missions because they are horrible, horrible, horrible places, right? I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But at the end of the day, if people stopped donating, then there would be countless homeless people, without shelter, and that's not great, right? Although to be fair, I don't really think they need your donation, seeming as the fact that they have a whole thrift store chain where they're getting free labor for it, right? Essentially. And they're getting a bunch of the cuts from government assistance from any of the people who stay there. So to be fair, I don't really think they need the donations, but yeah. Also, they don't all of the food they get is donated, stuff like that. Yeah. So to be fair, they probably don't need your donations, but still, it'd be really shitty of me to say that oh, just because the company sucks, you should stop donating because then that's gonna leave a bunch of homeless people without a place to stay, which I feel like would make the situation a million times worse. Ugh. Let me do something real quick. What color should I make this? Wait, how do I? Oh, I know it's filters. Oh, I can be pink. This really make my eyes pop. I could be purple. Could be blue. Could be pink. Oh, wait, I can make it, hold on, Shit, what's the normal hue shift? How do I... Shit, how do I... Shit. How do I go back? How do I go to normal? Are you playing Minecraft without me? Yes, I am playing Minecraft without you. Fuck you! I'm sorry, that was mean. Ah! Whoa. How's that look on stream? Mm. 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 Yeah. Oh my god. Let me turn back my normal camera. Alright, there. Anyway, back to what we were doing. Do I want to go netherite mining? That is the question. Oh, wait. I remember something. I got a Fortune 3 enchanted book. That's density. Is that it? That's mending. Did someone take my Fortune 3? Oh, I swear to God. I had Fortune 3. Oh, wait, never mind. I already applied to my pickaxe. Ignore me. Ignore me. Low key, I'm probably just gonna put mending on this. Because it's a pretty good pickaxe. It's not the best pickaxe in the world, but it's pretty good. Okay, where's my mending book? There it is. Hell yeah. Okay, I want to... Well, I should probably go... like normal mining, to be fair. There's still a lot of the cave that I have next to my house that I really haven't explored much of. I need torches though, because I always go in there and I don't have any torches on me. Okay, perfect. That 13, it's not really a good amount. I need to put stairs on this. Let me craft some stairs real quick. I have a few stairs, but not enough. Craft some of these into sticks. And the rest into stairs. There we go. And then I'll craft the rest of these into sticks, so that if I get coal, I can make more torches. Perfect. I don't know if I went down this area last time, but if you heard last stream and I went down this area, you would have known that the whole thing was covered in water. So all of this above me right now is covered in water. So, yeah, this whole thing there, and then this area too is also water. I had to mine through two different water caves. Which wasn't all that fun, to be honest. And then I'm probably gonna have to fix it again because it's too low. So on the way down, it feels janky. Okay. I want to get looting on my sword. Loki, Pharaoh said he's gonna get to the, he's gonna kill the Ender Dragon before anyone else does, all on his own. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna do that. Oh yeah. Oh, and I need coal now. I can't believe I already used up 13 torches. Holy shit. Do I know where any coal is? That's the question. Oh, yes, I do. There's some in my garden, or my farm. Wham, 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 wham. Come on, let me up. Oh, man. And I'm back to being alone in the server. It's so lonely out here. Oh. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. All the other Viltrumites are scared of me. No one wants to talk to me. No one wants to be my friend. They think I am unstable. I go from planet to planet, committing atrocities in their name. And as I get better at it, they fear me more and more. I am a victim of my own success. Conquest. I don't even get a real name. She con on my quest? I am a fucking pro. I'm just stuck with no quirks, cause someone will get off their fat fucking ass and help me. Instagram, okay, since I've started watching My Hero Academia again, Instagram keeps trying to get me on that weird-ass fucking cringy My Hero Academia For You page. I won't let it. It's not gonna get me. It's not gonna get me. It almost got me. There's one video with using the Rhett and Link audio of, if there's chicken in this, I'ma kiss you on the lips. And it was Kirishima and Bakugo, and at first I was like, oh, this is gonna be funny, and it was a little cringy, and I realized, wait a minute, if I like this, they're gonna start sending me Bakugo getting fucking a bloody pad on his face, and that's the last thing I want. They're not gonna get me. They're trying to, but those like semi-cringy videos, that's how they get you, and they're not gonna get me. They're not gonna get me. That will not be my For You page. That's how they get you. The slightly cringy videos. And you like one of them, and they all keep coming. a chicken sandwich? If there's chicken in this, I'll kiss you on the lips. And I'll look like I mean it. I did not say you could do that, and I'm not giving you consent to do that. If there's chicken in this, you'll give me consent. Boom, boom, boom. They also keep trying to make my You know what? I'm a fucking say it. The people who ship Gojo and Gato, you're fucking stupid. You're stupid and I hate you and you're dumb. And you're dumb and you're stupid, right? Okay, let's think about it. What is their major difference between them? Their morality about the value of others, right? Let's look at the beginning of the hidden inventory arc. You know, when they were friends, right? So Gojo, his morality was the strong protecting the weak is stupid, and I don't want to do all that. They should be able to protect themselves. If they're weak, we shouldn't have to protect them. And Gato's mentality was, no, that's the whole point of Jujutsu Sorcerers, is to protect the weak, right? And then after the events of, the assassination of the Star Plasma Vessel, that's when they switch. Or actually, no, that's not when they switch. I think that's when Gojo starts to switch, but Gato doesn't really switch until that happens. As well as the village incident, right? And I think also Haibara's death also played a role in that. But either way, then their moralities switch, right? Now Gojo wants to protect the weak because he doesn't think someone's, especially a child's, life should be taken from them. So he's now a lot more willing to protect the weak, and he doesn't have an issue with that mentality. But Gato thinks that all non-sorcerers gotta die now. And so their mentality essentially switches. So what do you think? What do you think happens when two people who view life vastly differently get into a relationship? Because I can tell you now, it's not anything fucking good, right? That's like getting a far left liberal and a far right conservative in a romantic relationship. It's not gonna fucking end well. Right? And y'all are sitting here, I like Gato X Gojo. No, you're a fucking idiot, you're a loser, and you're dumb, and I hate you. Right? Because they just wouldn't work from just a general standpoint. Y'all see two guy friends, and your perverted little minds go, oh my god, I'm so obsessed with Yaoi, I'm gonna ship these two characters because they're two guy friends. Shut the fuck up. These two characters would not go together, right? Like, you can have your ships, right? I don't care if it's fucking Yaoi, if it's Yuri, if it's what the fuck ever, right? You can have your ships. But if you're... Oh no, sorry, the song started... Hold on, I gotta change this song. I can't... No, I can't have that. I can't have that. I don't know if anyone else knows. I don't know if anyone else understands why I had to skip that, but if you do, you know, it's those who know type shit. But yeah, like, I feel like so many people just get so caught up in just wanting to ship for the sole purpose of shipping characters, and you end up shipping characters that just wouldn't work out together, right? Gojo and Gato is like a prime example of this. There is literally zero romantic tension between the characters, and if they were to get a romantic relationship, guess what it would be? Fucking toxic. It would be toxic. They both value human life completely differently, right? Y'all see two handsome guys and you're like, oh man, yeah, I like Yaoi, I like whatever, I'm gonna ship these characters. You look like an idiot, right? Anytime I see fan art at it, because I'm a huge JJK fan, I block people who post that shit, right? Because, well, one, it's usually fucking pervs and creeps who can't, who are just, like, so hyper-obsessed with shipping and, like, make kind of shipping and what characters they think would fuck each other their entire personality. I don't like that. I like a thing called enjoying a show. And unfortunately, for a lot of the internet, I can do that without being a fucking creepy little weirdo. But again, if you want to ship characters... I really don't... fuck my boots. If you want to ship characters, I don't really have an issue with that, right? There's characters that I think would be great ships, right? Like, for instance, Frankie and Robin, right? I don't necessarily think they have any like real romantic tension, but I do think that they, you know, could be a good couple if they were together, right? That's kind of how I see it, right? There needs to be either romantic tension. Well, actually, romantic tension helps. However, if they're not going to be like a good couple, like if their personalities clash too much to the point where they're not going to be a good couple, and you say like, oh, I ship them, you're a fucking idiot and a loser and I don't like you. Right? Like Frankie and Robin don't really have too much romantic tension from One Piece. However, I feel like the relationship style between them would be okay, right? And that's like the main thing that matters, right? Especially since all of this would be all shipping is just like hypotheticals, right? But if they would genuinely like be a toxic couple and you sit there like, oh my god, I like them, I ship them, you're a fucking loser, right? Oh well, it's doomed yaoi or it's doomed yuri. That's just called a toxic relationship. Why are we giving it a different name, a different romanticized name? That's just a toxic relationship. Y'all realize how y'all sound, right? Hi, Doom Yaoi, Doom Yuri, and it's just a fucking toxic relationship. It's just a toxic toxic. I almost said homosexual, but I feel like that sounds kind of derogatory, and I don't mean it to be. That's just like a toxic gay couple, right? And toxic couples, period, are just bad. Right? I'm confused. Why? How are you confused? What's up? I know when I speak on shit, sometimes I kind of go all over the place with shit, but... So I'm sure I probably misspoke on something or didn't clarify something. What are you confused on? From people who you skipped some and said before... From before, when you skipped something and said people would understand why. Oh, the song. Okay, so that song, there was a thing before. If you know Los Polos, he's a streamer. There was an AI generated GIF of him and his father with like really, but they were like really fat, and they had like their tongues like really far out of their mouth. And they were holding a sign that said W FAPS, and then they just get covered in a certain white substance and spin their tongues around, and it had that song, right? And there's a few different variations of it as well. But it used that song in the background of the GIF. And as soon as it came on, as soon as I heard it, I was like, sleeper agent woke up in me. I was like, oh shit. Right? I need more boots. Shit. I'm at your house. Why? Oh yeah, you missed me. That's because you suck. We live near each other. Hello, Ruber. I see you there. I thought you had fallen off. Oh, I'm one hit. I'm one hit. I'm one hit. What's with your stairs? It's talking about in the house or next to the house? Why is he in my house? Swear to God, if he steals my shit. I need an ender chest ASAP. But I can't do that until I find a nether fortress. Which kind of sucks. Shit. Yeah, about freaking time. I saw you earlier, asshole. Got 25 diamonds. It's not bad, not bad, not bad. It will be bad if I die. I don't want to set up a trap. I feel like that'd be pretty fun. Although I'm not really sure how to. I'm not really good on traps. There's someone singing in the background of this song. It's not supposed to be copyrighted, I don't think. Why does it sound like the guy who stole the fucking chipmunks, though? Okay, skip. Me, as well as a lot of other people, will just not be referring to him by his name. He's just the guy who stole the chipmunks. I don't think I've ever heard a single person refer to him by either his actual real name or by the name that he goes by, or that is the name of the character. It's just the guy who stole the chipmunks. I'm trying to remember where my... It was it? Oh, I think it was here. Uncle Ian? No, that's not his name. His name is the guy who stole the chipmunks. What are you talking about? There is no Uncle Ian. There is no Tooth Bunny. Tooth Bunny? What the fuck? There is no Tooth Fairy. There is no Easter Bunny. And there is no Queen of England. You've only ever called him Uncle Ian? No. There is no Uncle Ian. That's not his name. His name is the guy who stole the chipmunks. Get it together. Literally, what the hell is that for? Did he shut down the server to add the... Oh my goodness. If he shut down the server to add the stuff, I'm just gonna end stream TBHingly. Looks like that's probably what happened. Yep. Alright. Well, with the server being closed for right now to do some stuff. Thank you everybody for watching and tuning in today. If you enjoy this stream, please feel free to like, follow, subscribe on whatever, platform you're using. I go live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. I'm live every Sunday with days in between. I've been live a lot more recently, but I will always go live Sunday. That is like a staple day that I will always go live, even though I'm live like almost every day right now. But yeah. So yeah, if you enjoyed, please feel free to like, follow, subscribe, depending on whatever platform you're watching it on. The link trees are in the bios and in the description of the live stream if you want to go check out the other platforms that I stream on, as well as the Discord server. Yeah, also, if you ever find yourself shopping at Dubby, use code Ace of Stars, that's ACEOFSTARS, for 10% off your next purchase, and it supports me a bunch. Thank you all, I'll see you later. Bye!